Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of America's most iconic dollar coins, the Eisenhower Dollar. Whether you have a 1971, 1974, 1978, or the famous 1776 Bicentennial issue, some of these coins can be worth far more than face value. So before you spend that old dollar coin, watch this video, because you might be holding a hidden treasure. Could the 1976 Eisenhower Dollar in your collection be worth more than face value? At first glance, many people assume this coin is extremely rare because it displays two dates, 1776 and 1976, instead of just one. But while millions of these coins were made, certain versions can still be worth much more than $1. The 1976 Eisenhower Dollar was created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence, also known as the United States Bicentennial. Rather than issuing coins dated 1975, the US Mint produced special bicentennial designs for 1976 on the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. That means no Eisenhower dollars were dated 1975. Instead, every bicentennial Eisenhower dollar carries the dual date, 1776-1976, to honor America's 200-year celebration. This makes the coin one of the most recognizable modern US commemorative issues ever produced. On the front, the coin still features President Dwight D. Eisenhower's portrait, along with the word Liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." But the reverse design is completely different from regular Eisenhower dollars. Instead of the eagle landing on the moon, the bicentennial reverse features the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon. This dramatic design symbolized both America's founding history and its modern achievements in space exploration. The reverse was designed by Dennis R. Williams and remains one of the most beloved US coin designs of the modern era. Now here's what many people want to know. Is the 1976 Eisenhower Dollar valuable? The answer depends on several factors. These coins were struck at 3 US mint locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver's D mint mark. San Francisco, S mint mark. Philadelphia and Denver versions were made for circulation in copper-nickel clad. San Francisco struck special collector editions in 40% silver. That means if your bicentennial Eisenhower dollar has an S mint mark, it may contain silver. To check, inspect the edge of the coin. If you see a copper-colored stripe, it's clad. If the edge is solid silver-colored with no copper stripe, it may be the 40% silver version. Now let's talk value. Most circulated Philadelphia and Denver bicentennial Eisenhower dollars are worth around $1 to $5. Uncirculated examples can range from $10 to $50 depending on condition. Silver 40% San Francisco examples often sell for $10 to $30 or more. Proof silver versions may be worth even higher premiums. But the real money comes from high-grade certified coins and rare errors. Some gem-quality bicentennial Eisenhower dollars have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Why? Because despite their popularity, these large coins were difficult to preserve in perfect condition. Most examples show bag marks, scratches, weak strikes, surface abrasions, loss of mint luster. That means pristine examples are much scarcer than many collectors realize. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar is also famous for collectible mint errors. Some of the most valuable include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, missing clad layer errors, die cracks and cuds. Major mint errors can sell for hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and severity. If you own a 1976 Eisenhower dollar, here's what you should check. First, mint mark. Look for S under Eisenhower's neck. Second, edge color. Silver coins have solid silver-colored edges. Third, condition. Cleaner coins with stronger luster are worth more. Fourth, strike quality. Sharp details increase value. Fifth, errors. Inspect for anything unusual or abnormal. Another reason collectors love the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar is historical significance. It represents America's 200th birthday, a one-time special reverse design, the end of traditional large dollar coins, a unique No. 1975 US coin issue. That last point surprises many people. Because there were no 1975 Eisenhower dollars, the bicentennial issue technically replaced the 1975 date entirely. This makes the 1776 1976 coin even more unique in US numismatic history. And while millions were produced, it remains one of the most collected US modern commemorative-style coins ever made. Collectors especially love assembling bicentennial sets featuring 1776 1976 quarter, 1776 1976 half dollar, 1776 1976 Eisenhower dollar. Together, they form one of the most iconic modern US coin sets. So if you have a 1776 1976 Eisenhower dollar, don't assume it's just a common old dollar. Check the mint mark. Check the edge. Check the condition. Check for errors. Because that patriotic-looking bicentennial dollar in your collection could be worth far more than $1. And even if it's not rare, it still remains one of the most historic and collectible modern coins ever produced by the United States Mint. What if the large 1971 dollar coin sitting in your collection is worth much more than $1? At first glance, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar may look like just another oversized US coin. But for collectors, this coin represents something incredibly important. It was the very first year of the Eisenhower dollar series, making it a key date for anyone building a complete set. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar marked the return of the large US dollar coin after a 36-year absence. Before this, the last large dollar coin issued for circulation had been the peace dollar in 1935. So when the US Mint introduced the Eisenhower dollar in 1971, it was a major event in American coinage history. The coin was created to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and Supreme Commander of Allied Forces during World War I, designed by Frank Gasparo. The obverse features Eisenhower's portrait with the word liberty above and in God we trust to the left. The reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. Because 1971 was the first year of issue, collectors always pay special attention to these coins. But here, where it gets interesting, not all 1971 Eisenhower dollars are worth the same. In fact, some 1971 examples can be worth significantly more depending on mint mark, silver content, and condition. Let's break it down. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was struck at 3 US mint locations: Philadelphia, No mint mark Denver, D mint mark San Francisco, S mint mark Philadelphia, and Denver coins were made for circulation in copper nickel clad. However, San Francisco produced special 40% silver collector versions. That means if your 1971 Eisenhower dollar has an S mint mark, it could be silver and worth much more than face value. To confirm silver content, check the coin's edge. If you see a copper-colored stripe, it's clad. If the edge is solid silver-colored with no copper stripe, it may be a 40% silver issue. Now let's talk about value. A circulated 1971 Philadelphia or Denver Eisenhower dollar is usually worth between $1 and $5 depending on condition. Uncirculated coins can sell for $10 to $50 or more if they have strong eye appeal and original mint luster. But silver San Francisco issues are where values begin to climb. A typical 1971 S silver Eisenhower dollar may be worth $10 to $20 in average collector condition. Proof silver examples often sell for even more. However, the real money is in high-grade certified examples. Some top-condition 1971 Eisenhower dollars graded MS66 or higher have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Why? Because large coins like Eisenhower dollars were difficult to strike perfectly. Many examples show weak details, bag marks, or poor luster, so finding one in pristine condition is extremely rare. Another reason collectors love the 1971 issue is because of its historical significance. As the first coin in the series, it marks the beginning of America's last large circulating dollar coin program. It also symbolizes two major achievements: the leadership of President Eisenhower and the success of the Apollo moon missions. But collectors should know that 1971 Eisenhower dollars also have some interesting error varieties. Some valuable errors include double die obvious off-center strikes, clip planchets wrong planchet errors, missing clad layer errors. These mint mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's value. For example, a dramatic off-center strike or major error can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on severity. If you own a 1971 Eisenhower dollar, here are the 5 things you should check immediately. Number 1. Look for the mint mark. San Francisco S coins are often more valuable. Number 2. Check the edge. Silver edges indicate 40% silver composition. Number 3. Examine the condition. Sharp details and minimal marks increase value. Number 4. Search for errors. Unusual strike issues can be worth big money. Number 5. Consider professional grading. High-end examples may deserve certification. One important thing to understand about the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is that it was heavily saved by the public. Many people recognized it as the first-year issue and stored them away. Because of that, average uncirculated examples are still fairly available today, but truly superb specimens remain difficult to find. That means condition matters more than ever. Collectors are especially willing to pay premiums for coins with strong strike quality, original mint, frost-clean surfaces, minimal contact, marks, attractive eye appeal. So, if your 1971 Eisenhower dollar looks unusually clean and sharp, it may be worth having examined by an expert. Another fun fact: although millions were minted, the Eisenhower dollar never became popular for daily use. People found the coin too heavy and bulky for pockets. As a result, many were stored away rather than spent. That's one reason so many still survive today. Still, despite their abundance, 1971 Eisenhower dollars remain one of the most collected modern US dollar coins. Why? Because they combine historical significance, large dramatic design, silver varieties, mint errors, affordable collecting opportunities. Whether you're a beginner collector or seasoned numismatist, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is a coin worth paying attention to. So if you've got one in your collection, don't assume it's worth only face value. Check the mint mark, check the edge, check the condition, because that ordinary-looking 1971 dollar coin could be worth far more than you think. Could your 1974 Eisenhower dollar be worth more than just $1? Many people overlook these large US coins because they seem common. But the truth is, certain 1974 Eisenhower dollars can carry surprising collector value, especially if they have the right mint mark, silver content, condition, or mint errors. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar is part of the famous Ike dollar series, minted from 1971 through 1978. These coins were created to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, while also commemorating the success of the Apollo 11 moon landing. By 1974, the Eisenhower dollar had already been in production for several years, but it still remained one of the most distinctive modern US coins because of its large size and bold design. On the front, the coin features the portrait of Eisenhower with Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left. On the reverse, you'll see the iconic eagle landing on the moon while carrying an olive branch, a design based on the Apollo 11 mission insignia. But while millions of 1974 Eisenhower dollars were made, not all are equal in value. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was produced at 3 US mint locations: Philadelphia, No mint mark Denver, D mint mark San Francisco, S mint mark Philadelphia, and Denver coins were struck for circulation in copper nickel clad. San Francisco produced special collector editions in 40% silver. That means if your 1974 Eisenhower dollar has an S mint mark, it could be a silver issue and worth significantly more. Here, how to tell: check the edge of the coin. If you see a copper-colored stripe running around the edge, it's the regular clad version. If the edge appears solid silver with no copper stripe, it may be a 40% silver coin. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1974 Philadelphia and Denver Eisenhower dollars are worth around $1 to $5. Uncirculated examples can range from $10 to $50 depending on quality. Silver 1974 S Eisenhower dollars typically sell for $10 to $25 or more, depending on condition and silver prices. Proof silver examples can bring even higher premiums, but the biggest values come from top-grade certified coins. Why? Because Eisenhower dollars are notoriously difficult to find in superb condition. Their large size made them prone to bag marks, weak strike surface, scratches, poor luster. That means gem-quality examples are much scarcer than many people realize. High-grade 1974 Eisenhower dollars graded MS66 or better can sell for hundreds, and sometimes over $1,000 depending on rarity and demand. But there's more. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar is also known for collectible mint errors and varieties. Some of the most valuable include Doubled dies off center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, missing clad layer errors, die breaks and cuts. These mint errors can dramatically increase a coin's value. A dramatic strike error or major doubled die can sell for hundreds of dollars or more. That's why serious collectors inspect every 1974 Eisenhower dollar carefully. If you own one, here's what to check. First, mint mark. Look for the S mint mark beneath Eisenhower's neck. Second, edge color. Silver coins have solid silver-colored edges. Third, surface quality. Cleaner coins with fewer marks are worth more. Fourth, strike strength. Look for sharp details in Eisenhower's hair and the eagle feathers. Fifth, errors. Inspect for unusual minting abnormalities. Another reason collectors enjoy the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is affordability. Unlike many older US coins that cost hundreds or thousands just to begin collecting, Eisenhower dollars offer an affordable entry point into numismatics. You can build an impressive collection without spending a fortune. That makes the 1974 issue especially popular among beginner and intermediate collectors. But don't let the affordability fool you. Rare high-grade examples and major errors can command serious money. Another important fact, because these coins were unpopular in circulation due to their size and weight, many were saved rather than spent. Still, most surviving examples show contact marks from storage and handling. That's why truly premium specimens are harder to find than many people expect. Collectors particularly seek coins with original mint, luster minimal, bag mark strong, strike quality, bright surfaces, excellent eye appeal. So, if your 1974 Eisenhower dollar looks exceptionally sharp and clean, it may be worth professional grading. The 1974 issue also holds historical significance because it represents one of the last years before the US Mint shifted toward the Bicentennial redesign in 1975 and 1976. That means it belongs to the classic Apollo reverse design era of the Eisenhower series. For many collectors, that original moon landing reverse is one of the most beautiful modern US coin designs ever produced. So while the 1974 Eisenhower dollar may seem ordinary at first glance, it can be far more valuable than people realize. Whether you have a silver S mint coin, a pristine uncirculated example, or a dramatic mint error, your 1974 Eisenhower dollar could be worth much more than face value. So before spending it, check the mint mark, check the edge, check the condition, and inspect for errors, because that large old dollar coin in your hand might be a hidden collector's treasure. Could your 1978 Eisenhower dollar be worth much more than $1? At first glance, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar may seem like just another oversized US coin, but for collectors, this particular coin carries special importance because it marks the final year of the entire Eisenhower dollar series. That means if you own a 1978 Eisenhower dollar, you have the last regular issue Eisenhower dollar ever produced by the United States Mint. The Eisenhower dollar series began in 1971 and ended in 1978, making it a short-lived but historically important chapter in American coinage. These coins were created to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and one of the most respected military leaders in US history. The obverse features Eisenhower's portrait with Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left. The reverse displays the famous eagle landing on the moon, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, symbolizing both American patriotism and space exploration. But the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is especially significant because it was the final time this design was used before the US Mint moved to the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979. So for collectors, the 1978 issue represents the end of America's last large circulating dollar coin era. Now here's the important question. Is your 1978 Eisenhower dollar valuable? The answer depends on several factors. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar was struck at 2 US Mint locations only. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver's D mint mark. Unlike earlier years, there were no 1978 silver Eisenhower dollars produced for collectors. That means all standard 1978 Eisenhower dollars were struck in copper-nickel clad composition. Because of this, 1978 coins generally do not contain silver. However, that does not mean they lack value. Most circulated 1978 Eisenhower dollars are worth $1 to $5 depending on condition. Uncirculated examples typically sell for $10 to $50. But in superb condition, values rise dramatically. Why? Because large Eisenhower dollars were difficult to preserve perfectly. Their size made them vulnerable to heavy bag marks, scratches, weak strikes, contact damage, surface abrasions. So while millions were minted, truly high-grade 1978 examples are surprisingly scarce. Certified examples graded MS-66, MS-67, or higher can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's why collectors inspect 1978 Ike dollars very carefully. And because it's the final year of issue, demand remains consistently strong. Many collectors building a complete Eisenhower dollar set specifically seek a high-grade 1978 coin to complete the series. But there's more. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar is also known for collectible mint errors. Some valuable examples include off-center strikes, doubled dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, wrong planchet errors, die cracks and cuds. These mint errors can dramatically increase value. A major off-center strike or dramatic minting error may sell for hundreds of dollars. So if your 1978 Ike dollar looks unusual in any way, don't ignore it. Here, what you should examine. First, mint mark. Look for a D under Eisenhower's neck for Denver Mint. Second, condition. The cleaner the surface is, the higher the value. Third, strike quality. Check for sharp details in the portrait and reverse eagle. Fourth, surface marks. Fewer contact marks means stronger collector value. Fifth, mint errors. Inspect for anything unusual or abnormal. Another reason the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is popular is because it represents the conclusion of an era. After 1978, the US Mint abandoned the large dollar format entirely. In 1979, it introduced the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar, but that coin never captured the same bold appearance and collector appeal as the Eisenhower dollar. Many collectors consider the Ike dollar the last true, classic-style, large American dollar coin. Its size, design, and historical symbolism make it one of the most visually impressive modern US coins ever struck. And because 1978 is the final year, collectors often save it as the bookend of the series. The first year, 1971, is important because it started the series. The last year, 1978, is important because it ended it. That makes both dates especially desirable. Another interesting fact: even though millions of 1978 Eisenhower dollars were minted, many were stored carelessly in bags, rolls, and drawers. As a result, top-quality examples remain difficult to locate. That's why condition matters so much. Collectors pay premiums for coins with original mint luster, strong strike details, minimal contact marks, excellent eye appeal, brilliant surfaces. So if your 1978 Eisenhower dollar looks especially clean and sharp, it may be worth professional grading. At the end of the day, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a $1 coin. It is the final Eisenhower dollar, the last large US circulating dollar coin, a historic end-of-series issue, a collector favorite, and potentially much more valuable than face value. So before you spend that 1978 Ike dollar, take a closer look, because your final year Eisenhower dollar could be worth far more than you think.